So we think that's where the head was there, David? Just where that...
When the horse was raised onto the trailer from the field, and also when it was raised onto the wagon from the trailer, no blood was spilt from the carcass, suggesting that the animal may have been somehow exsanguinated during this attack. In previous cases of animal mutilation, where post-mortem has been conducted, animals have been completely drained of blood.
So we're just at the site where the horse was discovered, which is on a slope in a field, a few hundred yards from the property. Other than the tyre tracks from the trailer that removed the horse, there's nothing else here to...
There's some horsehair here, probably off the mane.
That's really the only remnants, a few bits of hair. So as you can see, the only visible traces of blood are in that little hole. Should we get a sample from that hole, David? So we've been told that there was a trail of kind of a black putty type substance left on the ground, which is not, it's maybe been eaten by an animal or something.
Later inspection of the landowner's images revealed that this strange black substance had been captured on a photograph.
So,
I'll just...
find any ironizing.
Right. I'm filming from the side now, so the rear end was here, where the number 2 is.
If this was indeed some kind of frenzied knife attack, the crime scene would have been drenched in blood. Even if the horse had been killed somehow before the mutilation injuries were inflicted, blood from the animal's wounds would have spilled out over the field when it was lifted onto the trailer and when it was lifted into the truck. No such spillage was observed. It is safe to say that the mainstream media's coverage of this event is totally assumptive and not based on any of the facts. They are drawing premature conclusions based on the limited information that the police have decided to give them. A knife attack. This was not the opinion of animal mutilation expert David Cayton.
This sealed edge again, it's incredible.
The jaw strip, clearly there. Clean cuts to the flesh. Here. And here. Very clean. This is the larger cut, which again is very clean to the throat, where we took some blood samples last night. The animal's rectum.
Camera back going off.
Hold on, David, I'm just zooming in on this.
You like some extra light?
Yeah. Yeah, if you pass the torch to me, David, I'll probably be able to shine it at a different angle. The smell isn't too bad. It's obviously it's been about what, 4 degrees last night, or maybe even colder. So it's still
possibly -2 last night.
-2. There's not a great deal of decomposition as yet.
No, it's very anxious to get it to a post-mortem spot because within 48 hours.
I'll just get a shot here of the head end there.
Yeah, again, this neat, typical straight edge. You've got my gloves on before I touch it. Round, it's incredible. That's a typical sort of thing that you see. And
there's been organs taken from there. He thinks the esophagus and larynx, perhaps.
The larynx, definitely, and the trachea, yes, it's opened out. Yep. And the left ear is gone, which should be sort of...
This animal was running around healthy yesterday, we believe.
Yes, yes. Okay, I'm going to try and open the jaw. and it's obviously rigor mortis set it. Can't see any.
There's David's trying to prise the mouth open here.
Yeah.
Just to have a look at the tongue.
Touching the tongue. There's a bit of blood on the tip, but I don't think there's been any cuts on it. No, the tongue seems to be all there, which is unusual actually in these cases, because the tongue is often one of the things that goes.
The back molar here
The back molar there.
apparently has been damaged.
That might be accidentally in the process of them stripping, of course.
Yeah, when they've stripped, they've just taken the whole thing away.
Yeah.
So there is obviously still some blood left in the carcass.
It's always in the tissue, and it tends to pool from the tissue after a while, and it's obviously running down into the neck area.
Yeah. David's drawn the short straw and is now going to examine the penis. Okay. So apparently there's been an oval shape cut off it somewhere. Yeah, there we go, at the top.
And maybe that, I don't know. No, perhaps not.
Obviously this will be looked at on post-mortem
Yeah.
if a post-mortem is carried out.
Yep.
Do we know if a post-mortem is going to be done, David?
They seem quite confident they're going to do that, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
David's drawn the short straw again, or the long straw, the anal probe, and he's going to measure the depth of the rectal core.
Well, first of all, the diameter looks to be about 3 inches.
Okay.
About 3 inches, yes.
Okay. But again, we'll know more when we get the post-mortem report.
Yep.
We do our own little test later. Separate from the post-mortem.
What was he saying?
Please sit down there.
Oh,
We've just finished examining the carcass before it gets sent off for post-mortem, we hope. And I'm with David Cayton. And can you tell us, first of all, David, where are we?
Well, we're in the south of England, the county of East Sussex, just near the village of Alfriston. And we've come to look at this poor 2-year-old gelding, which has got the classic mutilation injuries. Today is the 25th of October, and it was found yesterday morning, the 24th, so we assume it had been killed somewhere in the small hours, possibly 2 to 4 in the morning. They don't really know for sure. So the animal's been dead for under 48 hours anyway. So it's, the flies is taking a bit of interest now, but it's the carcass is in quite a good state. So they are anxious to get the post-mortem done as soon as possible, possibly in London at the Royal Veterinary College, although that's not finalised yet. So
How old is the animal, David?
it's 2 years old, so it was young and fit. It was in the field with 2 other horses the day before, with no problem. It was a night of a full moon, and it's been reported to Richard and via a friend of the landowner, who saw a UFO here 2 to 3 weeks ago, which was over a barn up the valley about a quarter of a mile from where the pony was found here, and this little barn had horses in, which we think might be significant.
Can you just tell us, David, which of the modus operandi have you found on this animal?
Yes, well, starting at the nose end, we've got a typical mouth and jaw strip. The tongue is unusually in place, and I can't see any cuts in the tongue. Then there's a massive wound in the left neck, left side of the neck, and the left ear is missing, taken right down to the skull. The throat organs removed, probably the larynx, the esophagus, and trachea, and the edges have got superb, typical smooth edges to the skin surrounding this wound. There's no blood at all. When I say no blood at all, there's a bit of pooling from the tissue, which is what's a normal thing that does happen. So we've taken several blood samples to do various tests to see if there's any anomalies within the blood.
And the owner is keen to have a post-mortem done?
Yes, the horse owner is keen, yes. The chestnuts, which is sort of redundant
part of the horse.
Throwback of the horse, which is on the inside of the leg above the knee, and all 4 have been removed.
And these are just little sort of £2 coin-sized lumps on horses' legs called chestnuts.
Yes.
And they've all been cut off.
Yes.
Any thoughts on that, David? Why?
No, I'm mystified by that. I mean, it's a new one on us. We've never known of that before. And I don't know what's in, whether it's just gristle or what the material is in these chestnuts, and why on earth they should be taken in the first place. I don't know. And then the penis is there, but there's some oval cuts into the top of the penis, and the sheath partly removed, we think. And then it's got the classic anal core, which is about, I measured it to be 4 inches diameter, again with the beautiful smooth edges. And my anal measuring stick, I make it about 5 inches deep, which is pretty much the same as the sheep.